MotoGear TV. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Today is going to be a pretty exciting episode because we're going to be installing my brand new exhaust system for the S1000. It's going to be a pretty easy install, so stay tuned. Let's get started. Before we get started, I figured I'd at least tell you guys why I decided to go with this system over any other brand on the market. Now, this, guys, was not an easy decision. There was a lot of options I could have gone with from different brands such as Acura, SC Projects, Austin Racing, you name it. What I wanted to do is to get a system that not necessarily everyone is running. I know the Acura systems are very popular, especially for the S1000s and also the SC projects. But I also wanted to get something from a company that I really trusted and I've used their products in the past. Arrow is definitely one of those companies. They've been in the racing industry for a very long time, making very high quality exhausts. Both me and Mark have run a lot of their systems on our previous bikes like the CBR and the R6. So I know as far as quality and sound wise, this was definitely a really good choice. Now specifically for the S1000, I went with their Competition EVO system. Show you guys the part number right here. This one actually comes in two different versions. You have a low mount version and also a high version. Specifically for me, I didn't really want to go with the low mount option. I didn't really like how it sat on the bike. For me, having a longer exhaust that goes past the swing arm was the most ideal option. I wanted something that was very MotoGP style, very sleek, gives a really nice sound output but not obnoxiously loud, and I think that this system specifically hits all of the boxes. Now, I have heard a few of these systems online and maybe once or twice in person. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to how this is going to sound on the bike because, guys, the stock Acro performance system is just not doing it for me. Now, I could have gone with the option of having bought headers for the bike and pairing it with this exhaust already, but after hearing a few of them in person, it just wasn't my style, not as loud as I wanted it to be. It sounds good, but I know we can do a little bit better, and I think this system is going to be the one to really do that. Now, cost wise, you can find these systems online anywhere from about $1,500 to about $2,000 depending on the material you go with. It comes in two versions. You have the full titanium option and you also have a titanium stainless steel option. Now, I specifically opted to go with the titanium stainless steel option. For me, having a full titanium system for my purposes with the bike isn't really that big of a deal, and when I show you guys exactly what the mix is like, you guys will really notice. Honestly, most of this system is actually titanium, going from the mid pipe straight to the end can exhaust. Only the collector part, which is a header option, is stainless steel, and to me that wasn't really a big deal. Now, both options weight wise are pretty identical. Obviously the titanium version is a little bit lighter, but it's definitely going to save a lot of weight, especially compared to the stock system. But beyond that, I know you guys really want to see what the system looks like, so let's go ahead and unbox. Let's see what we got. Teaser, I actually opened the box already just to see, make sure everything was in there. Figured I'd do another one just so you guys can see. Everything was really neatly packaged. This is the mid-pipe connection section. Feels really light. I want to say this piece is titanium. Next up, we have the actual headers or collectors. Come in 4 pieces. Now these, I believe, are the stainless section, which in reality is only a small section of the full system itself. Comes with all of the instructions and necessary hardware, and also a silencer, which we're probably not going to end up using, and some metal lubricant. I know you guys really want to see the main piece of what makes this system so nice. That's the end can. Take a look at this. Oh yeah. Look at how beautiful this is. Full titanium, really excellent craftsmanship. All of the welds are spot on. This is a nice little Arrow logo in yellow. Not sure if I want to keep this logo. I know they have options for different colors. I've seen 650E brand a blue one, so we might end up switching it out. And it has the logo on both sides. And as you guys can see, free flowing system. It's gonna sound really nice, and I can't wait to actually hear this on the bike. What I do like about these systems is that everything is numbered, so at least you know you don't get anything mixed up. Okay, now that we have the full system laid out on the table, we're going to go ahead and start pulling down the bike. Now I am going to be weighing this against the stock system just so you guys can see what the differences are in weight. But before we go ahead and do so, man, just take one more look at this exhaust. Like, super sexy, very MotoGP style. I'm really excited to put this on. Now this is something I've never personally attempted before, so I'm going to be having Mark help me out. From what I've seen online, the installation process shouldn't be too difficult. I know I have seen where some folks run into some issues with taking off the stock system. Hopefully we don't run into those issues, but with all installs you have to be prepared for anything. Show you guys, if you guys can see, valve in there is currently still in. Now with the new system it's going to be eliminating that, but we're still going to leave the servo on it just so we don't get the check engine light. Okay, so making some good progress so far. Just removed the belly pan and also the stock muffler. We went ahead and disassembled the servo motor and reattached it because I don't want to get a check engine light. After that, we're going to go ahead and remove the O2 sensors. There's going to be two located in the front, if you guys can see, and also one on each side. After that, we should be able to go ahead and remove the cat and also the headers. Again, we're going to leave this to Mark, but so far so good. So making some good progress right now on removing the stock system. One thing I wanted to note, the nuts that hold in the stock header, you will need a special socket to do it. This one we picked up at O'Reilly's. It's a 10mm 12-point socket, as you guys can see. Definitely going to need this to remove the system. I'm not exactly sure why BMW used those nuts in the first place, but we should make some good progress with this tool. Alright, so got most of the nuts off. Just have one more. Where is it? Right there. In the middle. It wasn't too difficult to take everything off, but definitely wouldn't have gotten as far without this tool. Boys, got ourselves a big one. Jeez, look at this. Alright, that didn't take much effort. I'll show you guys. Man, just look at the size of this thing. Insane. This probably weighs at least 20 pounds, but we have the scale, so we're gonna get a good idea of what it's gonna weigh. And then now I think we're gonna go ahead and begin the assembly process for this. Yeah, there's a few exhaust springs and a few nuts and bolts that we have to tighten up. I already started marking up the muffler section to the mid pipe. Looks pretty good. Super lightweight. Everything is coming together as it should. The scale, try it. Alright guys, and as you can see, 23 pounds. Alright, now it's time to see what the new system is going to weigh. Alright, and as you guys can see, 8 pounds and 13 ounces. Significant weight savings compared to the stock system. I want to say this is about a third of the weight. So already we can see some gains right there, and that's really good to know. And again guys, this is not the full titanium system, so I can only imagine how much the full titanium system would have weighed. Now with the weights out of the way, time to go to the final step and mount this exhaust. Alright guys, back again, day 2 of the install. Unfortunately, we had to stop early yesterday because we had some things to do. But just to give you guys a progress report, we are pretty much 90% of the way complete. Got the exhaust fitted on the bike. Everything is almost secure. We do have a few things to button up and connect. We have to reconnect the wiring for the O2 sensors and then button up a few other things. But just to show you guys what it looks like on the bike right now, oh my god. Now, one quick tip I wanted to give you guys, especially for this install, when mounting up the manifold to the exhaust flanges, you're going to notice that we do have the exhaust nuts Now these are very important to tighten down before you go ahead and start mounting the spring. The reason for that is that you'll have less room to work with, so it's very important that you make sure those are tightened down. And just so you know, the torque spec for the nuts is 10 Newton meters. But other than that, honestly, the most challenging thing about this was to make sure that the manifold was seated properly. It was a little bit of a fight to get it in, but we did. For those of you who are trying to attempt this on your own, try to get a second hand, because trust me, I couldn't imagine trying to do this just by myself. But other than that, we're gonna get this thing finished off. I know you guys want to hear what it sounds like. I am dying to hear what it sounds like, so let's wrap this up. Install is finally finished. I know the moment it's all been waiting for. By the way, make sure to get your keychains at motogeargarage.com. Let's see how this thing sounds. Alright guys, gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the sound clips and b-roll we just gave you a while ago. If you guys like loud and obnoxious, this is the exhaust to get. But if that's not your thing, don't get this one. Honestly, really overall pleased with the sound and the quality of it. Yes, it is loud, but the tone of it is super crisp, really nice and sporty. You can hear this thing from a mile away. The pops on the downshifts are just insane. The pops on the upshifts are even crazier. And personally, for the amount of money you're spending on this exhaust, I have no complaints. Now guys, this was not a sponsored post. I used my own money and paid for this exhaust, and I can't say anything but good things about it. Hopefully the noise level won't be too harsh for me, and if that's the case, I can always put in the baffle. I'm not not someone who typically goes on long rides either, so around town, cruising on the highway, this is perfect for me. And for me, having an exhaust, I definitely wanted something that where people can hear me before they see me. And this one is definitely the one to get. Now guys, just take one last good look at it. Now over time, the color of this is gonna change. This thing is just so gorgeous. Overall aggressive design, very MotoGP inspired, and even more so with how it sounds. Now, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you leave some flames down in the comments. Let us know what you think of the new exhaust on the S1000. Again, we're going to be doing some more riding videos, giving you some more reviews. And I think the first event we're going to be taking this to is local bike nights here in Orlando. So if you guys like this type of content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tune in for more geared up content, more S1000 content, and everything else in between. That's going to do it for today's episode. Stay tuned for the next one. Till then, we're gone.